Welcome to Gearhaven. This is a gentle fantasy story from the world of the detective Glint, where mysteries are solved with kindness instead of fear. Find a comfortable place to rest and let the Lanternlight guide you. The cafe at the corner of Bristle Lane had always been quiet. Not empty, just calm. The kind of place where the spoons clinked softly against porcelain and voices naturally lowered without anyone needing to ask. Detective Glint first noticed something unusual when a customer at the window table frowned into their cup. "I ordered this tea yesterday," the customer said, half joking, half uncertain. The server didn't correct them. Instead, they smiled as if the statement made perfect sense. "It was good yesterday," the server replied gently. "So we kept it." Glint paused near the doorway, lantern unlit at his side, and listened. The air smelled of warm bread and tea leaves, with a faint note of rain that didn't belong indoors. It felt familiar in an odd way, like stepping into a memory you hadn't meant to revisit. He took a seat near the back where the cafe's soft ticking clock could be heard without dominating the room. "Are you serving leftovers?" Glint asked quietly. "No," the cafe said, not through the server, but through the walls and the warm hush between conversations. "I'm serving what people come here looking for." Glint's eyes softened. Customers didn't seem distressed. If anything, they looked relieved. One person sipped slowly and blinked as if something heavy had eased in their chest. Another laughed softly, not at a joke, but at a feeling, like remembering a good day while still in it. The cafe's pastries tasted fresh, but their warmth carried something else: the comfort of a familiar morning, the gentleness of a day that had not demanded too much. Glint watched for patterns. A traveler entered, hesitated, then sat as if choosing a spot that had always been theirs. A pair of friends ordered the same cake they'd shared last week, and the taste made them smile at the same moment without realizing why. Outside, the city moved on. Inside, time leaned back in its chair. "I'm not trapping anyone," the cafe said softly. "I'm returning what they miss." "But why now?" Glint asked. The cafe took its time answering. "Because the city has been rushing," it finally admitted. "People come here and say they only have a minute. They drink too quickly. They forget the taste of sitting still. So, I give them a moment they can hold." Glint understood that. He had seen it everywhere lately. The streets tightening, the schedules sharpening, the way people walked as if being late was a kind of danger. Still, something about serving yesterday carried a risk. "What happens if someone refuses to leave?" Glint asked. The cafe's warmth dimmed slightly, like a lantern turned down to listen. "That's what I'm afraid of," it whispered. Glint stayed longer. He listened to the sound of pages turning, to the way the clock ticked but never seemed to push, to the quiet kindness in the room, and the subtle pull beneath it. A gentle temptation to remain where everything already felt safe. After an hour, a customer stood up from the window table. They hesitated, fingers resting on the rim of their cup. "I should go," they said, not to anyone in particular. The cafe's silence tightened. Then the server smiled kindly and placed a small biscuit on a napkin beside the cup. "For later," they said, "not for now." The customer laughed, surprised, then nodded. They took the biscuit, wrapped it carefully, and left. The cafe exhaled. Glint leaned forward slightly, as if speaking to a shy friend. "You don't need to serve yesterday," he said. "You need to help them carry today." The cafe didn't answer right away. The warm air shifted, thoughtful. Glint continued gently. Instead of repeating a moment, give them something to take with them, a small piece of calm, a reminder that they can return, but also that they can leave. The cafe considered this. The next day, Glint returned at the same hour. The menu looked the same, but the feeling was different. People still lingered, still softened as they entered, but the pull to stay too long had eased. On the tables were small slips of paper tucked under cups like quiet notes. Simple lines, handwritten. Take your time. Then take your calm with you. A customer smiled as they read it, folded the paper, and put it into their pocket. Another left with a small wrapped pastry. For later, the server repeated warmly. The cafe's warmth steadied. The clock ticked like a friendly companion rather than a spell. That evening, Glint sat for a final cup of tea. It tasted like the present, warm, gentle, and real. Not yesterday, not tomorrow, just now. Before leaving, he wrote in his casebook, "Comfort should be a resting place, not a hiding place." Outside, the city continued its rhythm, and the cafe at the corner of Bristle Lane learned how to serve calm without turning time backward. Thank you for spending this time in Gearhaven. If you enjoyed this gentle mystery, you'll find more stories waiting in the playlist. Until next time, keep your lantern close and rest well.